Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Griffin here, and let's get right into it. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, then you'd probably know that I'm a strong advocate of the Canadian American Express Cobalt card due to its high reward points and sign-up bonus that can reach all the way up to 30,000 points in the first year. Up to this point, the Cobalt card has been, to me, the most advantageous card that I think up to about 95% of Canadians could hold in their wallets. This is really due to the fact that unlike some of the other credit cards available that might offer a tiny bit more points per dollar spent, like say the TD Travel Infinite Visa or the American Express Bonvoy card, the Cobalt card is available to pretty much any Canadian who wants it who's above 18 because you only require a credit score of 660 and up, and there is no minimum income requirement per year to be eligible for the card. So essentially over the last year or two, anyone who asked me which credit card I would recommend when they were looking for a new travel credit card, I was recommending the American Express Cobalt card due to a bunch of reasons that we're gonna go over in today's video. However, I have had a couple people comment on my last review of the Cobalt card, wondering if the newly revamped Scotiabank American Express Gold card was a good alternative to the Cobalt, to which I wasn't really sure. So I did a bunch of research about this newly revamped Scotiabank Gold card so that I could do this review video and comparison between both cards, and by the end of the video you should be able to make a more informed decision about which card you want to go with. The structure of today's video is going to go as follows. We'll first go over the point breakdown per expense category of each card, then we'll take a look at the point reward sign-up bonuses for each one, the features of each card, and then the perks that each card offers. Next, we'll do a broad calculation of points accumulated over the course of a year based on an average spending, and finally I'll give my opinion about the two cards. So let's get right into it, starting with the point breakdown of each card. Starting off with the American Express Cobalt card, this card has 3 different point tiers, each one depending on the category that your purchases fall within. The first category is called restaurants and groceries, where you'll receive 5 points per dollar spent on the card. Now, if you aren't familiar with American Express points, on average, if you redeem the points for traveling rather than say paying off the card's balance, each American Express point is worth 1 cent, meaning that every dollar spent in this category will give you 5% back in the form of points. The second category is called travel and gas, where you receive 2 points per dollar spent on gas stations, Uber, eligible taxi services, hotels, and a bunch of other things related to travel and gas. Finally, the last category is called other purchases, where you'll receive 1 point per dollar spent, and this is pretty much any other purchase that you make on the card that doesn't fall within one of the 2 first categories. Let's now do the same exercise, but this time with the Scotiabank Gold American Express card. So once again, this card has 3 different expense categories, but they are formatted somewhat differently. The first category is called groceries, entertainment, and restaurants. For each dollar spent in this category, you receive 5 Amex points, and remember from earlier that 5 Amex points is equivalent to 5 cents. Now right off the bat, there is a notable difference here from the Cobalt card because entertainment falls under this 5-point category, where for the Cobalt card, entertainment for the most part would have been equivalent to only 1 point per dollar spent. But what exactly does entertainment even mean in this context? Well, according to the Scotiabank website, the entertainment category here refers to movies, theater, and ticket agencies. So this really means cinemas, tickets for concerts or events, and probably a couple more that I'm not thinking of right now, but essentially anything that falls under the entertainment category. The second expense category is called travel and streaming services, where you'll receive 3 points per dollar spent in this category. This is pretty awesome because on top of having extra purchases fall under a multiple point earning category, you also receive an extra point that is the same category here as the Cobalt card. Travel includes gas stations, transit, Uber, hotels, etc. And then this streaming services category includes things like Netflix, Spotify, and other streaming services, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. Finally, any other purchases that don't fall under the first categories receive 1 point per dollar spent. Alright, so as you can see, the Scotiabank Gold American Express card has some pretty aggressive point earnings, and it's evident that they're trying to be direct competition to the American Express Cobalt card. But what about the sign-up reward bonuses that you get for signing up for the card? We're going to take a look at those, and then after that we're going to do a comparison between average spending over the course of a year between each one of the cards. Starting off with the Cobalt card, once again, members are eligible to receive up to $300 in sign-up bonuses, equivalent to 30,000 Amex points. However, unlike most American credit cards where you receive this bonus as a lump sum when spending a certain amount of money on the card, you'll receive this 30,000 point bonus in increments of 2,500 points over 12 months. You'll receive this 2,500 point bonus for every single month that you charge $500 or more to the Cobalt card. In contrast to this, the Scotiabank Gold Card has a different method of acquiring the same $300 bonus points. You'll first receive 25,000 points in a lump sum when you spend $1,000 on the card in the first 3 months of opening it, and after that, the additional 5,000 points is gained when you spend at a minimum $10,000 on the card in the first year of owning it. Do also remember here that these bonus offers are on top of the actual points that you're accumulating on daily spending, which really propels your point earnings. All right, so now that we've looked over the point bonuses for each card and how you go about actually acquiring the points, let's do a comparison between the two cards on yearly average spending for myself, and you can do the same exercise for yourself at home after you watch the rest of this video. All right, guys, so here we are on the American Express Cobalt card page on ratehub.ca. And if you're not aware of what RateHub is, essentially it is a website where they have all the most competitive and advantageous mortgages, credit cards, banking, and investing information available to the public. So you can essentially go through and based on different criteria, you can select which product you're looking for and essentially find the best rate for you. So what we have right here is the American Express Cobalt card page, and as you can see, they have a description of what it is, but what we're interested in here is the calculator. So what this calculator does is you input your different monthly spending for each different category here, and based on the points that you earn per different category, it's going to spit you out how much you should have left over at the end of the year in equivalent travel reward points in dollar value, taking into account the annual fee of $120. So with the American Express Cobalt card, actually it is a $10 per month fee, but as you're going to see after this calculation, it is well paid for, and you have a lot more left over, so it's highly worth it. All right, so for myself, on average groceries, I spend about probably about $350 per month in groceries, and then restaurants, I'll usually spend about $100 for a total of like $450 per month on food. So for gas, I don't actually have a car. However, I do spend usually about like $80 on gas per month if I borrow a car from someone. Next up, we have bills. So this for me is pretty much hydro and Wi-Fi, cell phone, etc. That's gonna put me in at about, at about $200. So I'll just leave it at that. Travel, that will include, let's say, my bus pass, so $98. Entertainment, I usually spend about $50 or less, and then other purchases, I'll put that at about like $200. Pharmacy, I guess we can leave it at $20. So as you can see, with the spending bonus of $300 that I would get if spending $500 per month or more on the card, that gives me 2,500 points per month for a total of $300 at the end of the year. And then the spending rewards themselves are $369 for a grand total of $669 at the end of the year. And then taking into account the $120, that would leave me with $598. Now, if we do the same exercise for the Scotiabank Gold American Express card, I'm going to put in the same values. So for groceries, I put $350. Gas, I had put $80. Restaurants, I'm pretty sure I put $100. Let me just check that. Yeah, bills, $200. Travel, $98. 60, I put $50. And then finally, other purchases was $200, if I remember. Yeah, so that leaves me with $570 at the end of the year because the annual fee is the same as the Cobalt card. So essentially, with my spending, I would make an extra, $21 at the end of the year. So nonetheless, depending on what your spending is like, come into these calculators and input your own numbers here so that you can see how much you would be left over at the end of the year. Now, credit cards do usually come with some perks and advantages above and beyond just earning reward points, especially when it comes to American Express, who is known for their great customer service and perks and advantages. Starting with included travel insurance, each card has some basic advantages that come with American Express itself. With the Cobalt card, you have up to $5 million in travel medical emergency insurance, which is pretty high for a credit card. Most other credit cards, including the Scotiabank Gold Card, offer up to $1 million in travel medical insurance. Otherwise, both cards do offer a wide variety of other insurance coverages that I'm really just going to skim over for the sake of the length of today's video. But if you want to check them out, go see for yourself. I've left links down in the description for both credit card pages that you can check out. So we do have flight delay insurance up to $500, baggage delay insurance, hotel burglary insurance, lost and stolen baggage insurance, car rental theft and damage insurance, and a variety of others. So basically what this means is if you own any of the two cards that we're covering in today's video, you won't need to worry about getting any additional travel insurance when you travel because you have a lot included with your Amex membership. So in conclusion, which of the two cards do I think is more beneficial if you're looking to get a new credit card? Well, for months now, I've been preaching the Amex Cobalt card, which is still an awesome credit card that I really recommend. However, I must say that the new Scotiabank Gold card has somewhat taken the lead, considering the fact that there are more eligible purchases that fall under the 3 and 5 point categories. However, if you're shopping for a new credit card, both that we went over today are winners, and I hope that this video gave you some more insight about the perks and bonuses of each one of the cards. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We talk here mostly about personal finance, investing, credit cards, and a bunch of other topics, so if that interests you, subscribe to the channel, and on that note, I'll see you soon.